Good morning, I'm Neva Reddy-Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Friday, 3rd of November. In this update, it's been a nervous night's sleep for the candidates in seats too close to call on election night. Official results will be revealed at 2 this afternoon, outlining the exact makeup of New Zealand's next parliament. Here's political reporter Sophie Trigger.
Among the seats on a razor-thin margin is Nelson, where Labour's Rachel Boyack lags 54 votes behind National's Blair Cameron. In West Auckland's Te Atatu, National candidate Angie Nicholas has 30 votes on incumbent Phil Twyford, and a former Labour safe haven is in danger of flipping blue. In Mount Albert, just 104 votes separate Helen White from rival Melissa Lee.
And a political commentator says it's unlikely National and ACT will be able to form a government alone. Grant Duncan says the significant number of special votes will make a big difference to the makeup of the government.
Part of the problem is that at this stage we don't really even know how many seats will end up within the House, the extent of the overhang, including the by-election in Port Waikato.
There are still 21 New Zealanders in war-torn Gaza. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it's working around the clock to ensure those remaining can leave as soon as possible. About 400 foreign nationals and critically injured people were allowed to cross the Rafah border into Egypt on Wednesday night. The ministry says New Zealanders were not among the group, but it hopes the number able to cross increases significantly in coming days. The Australian woman who cooked and served a fatal lunch is due in court today. Erin Patterson was arrested at her regional Victoria home yesterday, charged with 3 counts of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. Her former in-laws, Gail and Don Patterson, and Gail's sister Heather, died from the suspected toxic mushroom poisoning in July. Australia correspondent Leslie Yeomans told Tim Dower the other 3 charges relate to incidents in 2021 and 2022.
That's where police allege a Corumburra man became ill after eating meals that Erin Patterson had allegedly prepared. Now, it's believed that man is her former husband.
A warning, we shouldn't get carried away about a rise in offshore doctors joining our workforce. The latest medical workforce survey from the Medical Council shows more than 1,000 international medical graduates registered from overseas in the year to June. Resident Doctors Association National Secretary Dr. Deborah Powell says the turnover is high, so while we welcome them, they're only a temporary fix. She says you can't rely on a medical workforce that may only be prepared to work in your country for 1 or 2 years. The Beatles have just released their final single, Now and Then. It features all 4 Beatles and has been 45 years in the making, with John Lennon writing the first bars all the way back in 1978. In sport, India have maintained their unblemished record through 7 matches at Cricket's World Cup, beating Sri Lanka by 302 runs in Mumbai to guarantee a semi-final spot. Wayne Barnes is retiring from rugby refereeing after an international career spanning 17 years and a record 111 tests across 5 World Cups. Golfer Kazuma Kibori has shot a 2-under par 70 on professional debut at the Queensland PGA Championship in Brisbane. He's tied for 12th, 4 shots off the lead. I'm Neva Reddy-Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.